Hey, welcome to Chopper's Charts. Got a new one for you today. Kind of going to add on to higher time frame analysis that I've been doing. We're going to do a live back testing session, and the biggest focus of this is how I have incorporated my higher time frame. I had a video out recently that showed you how I use my higher time frame in the daily. So using the daily time frame to take my trades in the 1 hour time frame. I've expanded that to add a little bit more confluence and higher time frame analysis. So we're going to kind of go through that. In the same time, we will be doing some live back testing. So for swing traders, this is the best way to really get some time in the charts. So I'm back testing 2022. 2022 was a very choppy year. It was a tough one, and a good one to definitely back test. Is you built your strategy, you built everything, you're comfortable with it. You know, go back. This is one to test and see how well you're holding up to a choppy year, kind of like this year has been, 2026. So to get started, I start my week Sunday night. I will do a Sunday setup, and I want to look at the weekly time frame. And on the weekly time frame, I run the 21 moving average, simple moving average, the 50 simple moving average, and you can't see it here, but the 200 simple moving average. And so this is kind of a little bit for me to see where price is happening, what's happening on it. I'm also taking a good glimpse at volume. And so what I'm doing is, because this is actually Monday morning, so this candle would not have been here yet. So this is the candle I'd be seeing, and I'd be seeing a big rejection off of a trend line, creating a support level. So that's only the second touch point. That's not anything to really like jump on. It was a great rejection. It doesn't like this area. It currently did not like it. That was quite a bit of volume and pushing. So we're in with a 20 and the 50 this close. I call that a narrow state position for me. So that's kind of where it's at, and that's kind of a big magnet for price. It doesn't know if it wants to break down, doesn't know if it wants to come back up. So we have all-time high here. We have a kind of a supply zone here, demand zone here. I always get those mixed up, so if I said it wrong, I'll just supply or demand. There you go. Anyway, where we had consolidation and we had a good drop. So that's this will be more prevalent in the daily because I mark all my points in the daily. So I'm looking at this thinking, where is the weekly? And so I kind of want to make a note, like what's the weekly doing? Okay, the weekly, we have a break. A break of the narrow state position, bearish. We have a rejection of lower trend line. And so that's kind of giving me a setup. It kind of tells me that we've been in consolidation. I'm going to kind of put that there. I'm going to put consolidation. Yes, to me that's jail. Kind of been sideways. We had an upward trend, but we're kind of like plateauing right here. We're kind of stuck. So that's where the weekly is. And honestly, I'm seeing a lower low, another lower low, a lower high, and another lower high. So I would say overall, we're kind of possibly tending to move in a downward movement. And based off of this narrow state position and the breakout of that, it could be pretty confirming. So now I'm going to go to the daily chart, and I just want to kind of see where we at on the daily. And here's, you can see more clearly. Here's the top. We have a higher low, lower low, lower low. So kind of agreeing with the other trend. On the daily, I only do the 50 moving average, and I do the 200 moving average, and those are also in a narrow state position. So we have this big area. Now I just took a trade here, a successful trade here, because we got a great rejection off of this narrow state position, and at the time, before I moved this trend line, it was right here, and it came down, and I actually caught it right here in this little move right here. So but resetting, got that there. But what do we have here? We had the retest, we came down, we're pulling back. How far are we going to pull back? So I know that the weekly is in jail to bearish. Here we are very similar in jail to bearish. So for a long play, price would need to pretty much pull back up over that 50 and that 200, that narrow state position. So we'll say break and retest the narrow state position. So I need to see price move up here, break this little area here, come back and retest. So it's probably going to be right there with that trend line. It'll probably be a break and retest, which that's a 2 touch point trend line, which would require a break and retest. So going short, I want to see it. I want to see come down here and break. Let's break and retest this area. So break and retest lower trend line, and this I put this key level here. It's not necessarily a support resistance level yet. It's kind of, until it's been hit once, it's not a support. It's just a possible key level and key level. And this is how I do my. I don't really do support resistance or supply demand. What I'm doing is I'm looking for key pivots that probably fall under more of the supply demand. I like to see a pivot where there was a good takeoff. Here's a good pivot point right here. Came up. We had a good pivot point here. Had a nice break off of that. So that's a good breakdown. Okay, here we had a little stall. We had a pivot point. Nice breakdown. So I want to add another right here. And what I'll do is, as we get closer, like if I start pulling into it, I might take a look at that, and I might just say, you know what? I know for me, in my trading, that we want to capture the whole wick of this move, this point. And so then I get a little zone, but I only put that up there when price starts moving towards it. Essentially, if I knew this was a good point, we would have a zone this tall. It would be huge, and I don't really need that. So yeah, let's see what's happened. So now I have my goal. I have my I know where my weekly is, so I don't have to look back and go back to that because it's going to be the whole week. And now I have what I expect for this week. Now this is just for this week. Break and retest the narrow state position for a long. I need a break and retest of the lower trend line or key level. So now I can just go. And we got this bearish candle starting for Monday morning, but we'll see what happens. I'm probably not going to play these all the way through because I know where I need to be. So I can just go ahead and skip to the next day. And I would like to point out, so this is 2022, just to give you an idea. Come on, screen. Getting a little buffer here. There we go. So this is 2022. I'm in March 1st, and I have 3 trades. That's it. 2 wins, so it's looking good. A lot of attempts that never panned out. But yeah, 3 trades, and I'm in March. That's how tight it is. But now I expect for each one of my instruments, I trade 3 instruments, but for each one of my instruments, I expect about 1 to 4 trades per month. I actually should say 0 to 4 trades per month. So it kind of gives me a parameter, kind of gives me a guide so that I can make sure I'm not over trading. I'm not pushing trades. So we skip Tuesday, watch a little bit of Tuesday candle, see what's happening. I think we're going to be getting that bearish move because we've come down, we're come pull back, grab some of the more pricing up here. So I'm going to go ahead and jump to the next day, see what this guy did. Oh, my internet must be slow today. There we go. Yeah, didn't do much. We're still hanging out, kind of going sideways. I'm just going to jump. See how now we're heading back up. We're at Thursday. I haven't hit any one of my targets yet. And this is going to happen. It's kind of nice that I can just jump the day. I don't need to play it. But so if I was in this live, I would look in the morning and I would say, I got nothing going on. I have nothing going on. So that day I don't have to trade this instrument. I go in the next day, nothing going on. Don't trade it. I'll check it in the morning, check it in the afternoon, check it in the daytime just to see what's happening. But pretty much every morning I'm going to do another reevaluation. I'm going to look at my goals and I'm going to look at price on the daily. And I'm going to say, no trade. Yeah, I might have a trade. So we're on Friday. Let's jump. Let's go to the next day. And that's it. I didn't even have to go to the 1 hour time frame to look at a trade. But now we're Monday again, Monday morning, so I want to go back to the weekly. Did anything change in the weekly? Pretty much break of the narrow state position, bearish rejection of the lower trend. Why did I narrow state position? I'm gonna mess up my brain here. It's been a whole week now. To short side. I like that better. And then maybe a hyphen here just to show I got 2 things. Rejection of the lower trend line gel. So that's pretty much the same thing. We haven't changed much there. So what would my goal be? I don't have to change. My goal is the same. Nothing has changed. I can look at the daily. Nothing's changed. I either got to break this level over here or I got to get up here. Now, right now I'm watching this. They call this the death cross. The 50 is getting ready to cross the 200 simple moving average. So we're kind of in a death cross, which is typically a sign of short sells. So this guy can drop down pretty good. But I know that, but I'm not betting on it. So I'm not going to take a silly trade and bet on it. So here we are. We got our goals. I didn't have to change anything because all we did last week was go sideways. So let's see what Monday does. I'd like to see a big drop down. That would be really nice. I mean, it would help confirm my thesis here at least. All right, let's jump next day. Look at that. Now we have a third touch point on this trend line. Overnight into Tuesday, we created a third touch point. And we're pulling back up. So this is today's candle. I don't know what's happening yet. This is today's candle. This just started, actually started Monday evening into today. And I always go to 6 a.m., which is a half an hour for me before market opens. I want to take a quick gander at this and see what we're looking at on that touch point in the daily or in the 1 hour. So I want to see what's been happening. This is a solid move down. Good pattern looking going down. We hit. We got a great reversal, powered up. Kind of playing around here. Third touch point. Let's get the daily again. Let's watch a little bit of today's action. But I think we might need to get down there. Whoop, see that trigger finger? Look at that, didn't do anything. Big indecision candle. All right, I'm at noon. There's only a few hours left of the day, so I'm just going to jump it. So that candle ended up being a very big indecision candle with a lot of bearish movement down on the tail, and now we're powering up. I don't see that long lived. Let's run the chart. See what happens. I'd like to see that thing pull back down towards that break. There's also a good chance that that might just climb right back up near that 50 moving average before it wants to drop down all the way. Okay, jumping next day. We're now in Thursday. I'm starting to get some movement, it looks like, overnight. Check that 1 hour, see what we got. What are we up against? A lot of, look at that, just a lot of like consolidative type movement. Just not a lot, nothing. It's just, to me, this is like noise to me. But let's see what happens. Let's see if we get some clarity out of that. Yeah, pull up, pull down, pull up, pull down. I really feel like there's a big break forming. Like price just does not know what to do. It's just gathering up, it's grabbing all its little pebbles and getting ready to unleash them all, if that's even a thing. I don't even know if that's a thing. All right, so we're done with that day. Let's go to Friday. Friday is starting off not looking like anything. Wow. Another week of nothing. You think? We're Friday at 9:39. We're starting to get a little move down. Let's just kind of see what's happening here. You know, I'd like to see like a really good double top. We kind of got one here, from here to here. Looks good. We got some movement trying to force it down. I don't really see anything that to me is standing out, but let's just kind of watch it. The day's almost done. I'm not going to, because I'm a swing trader, I don't always like jumping in on a very indecisive movement on a Friday. All right, there, look at that. Now we're in Sunday. All right, let's go back. Let's do our weekly analysis. Okay, weekly analysis, break of the narrow state pattern. I'm gonna change this. We are third touch point. Lower trend line. I'm gonna pretty much say this is a bearish to gel. So it's still kind of sideways, but kind of bearish. But this could still come right back up in here. We're really not that far off in the weekly time frame. But if we look at the volume, our volume is bearish. So let's add that. So we have a lot of sell volume on the last 2 weeks picking up. So that's always a sign. So I'm going to kind of lean more to bearish on the weekly. Again, not a real fixed trend. So I'm still sitting with the same thing. I do want to kind of adjust this just a little bit just to kind of split the goodies there. Yeah, I don't see a change in this. Now, the best I could say is now we're a 3 touch point. I may not require a full break and retest after the break. So we may want, I'm going to call this what I call a pause and retest, because this can happen just before breakout or after breakout. So we're going to do pause and retest. And no, not retest the narrow state position. Oh wait, that's for a long. Yes, for a long we wanted break. I'm sorry. Break. Short, we want break. We want the pause and retest. Pause and retest, lower trend line and key level. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, let's skip this. I'm not going to trade Sunday. Go to Monday. Yeah, my internet is just not humming today. Been acting up lately for the amount of internet I get. To have it spinning like this is not good. We're going to make this the last week, and then trade or no trade, you get to see live trading with Chopper, and kind of get an idea of how I'm back testing. So I'm kind of done with my 4-phase system. I'm into practice. I'm in full practice mode. This is going to the driving range and working on my my golf swing. This is me taking my time, looking, not trying to rack up dollars. I trade one contract only, just to get familiar, just to keep training my mind to seeing what I want to see. So when I'm in those live charts and it matters, I'm conditioned. I'm getting myself conditioned. For those who haven't known, I always set my chart up here. This is TradeZilla. I set this chart up to look just like my chart I trade on Thinkorswim. So everything I see here, when I'm on my Thinkorswim chart trading, it looks the same. So it's not like I have to adjust from red and green candles to, my white and green. So very much trying to keep everything visually the same. So let's watch a little bit of Monday's candle, see what the Monday market's wanting to bring us. And this, you can see, this is a very tough, you can see why this was a tough year. I mean, it's just, you got one move here, so unless you were perfectly positioned to get it, you got one move here. You had one move here, which I got. Other than that, there's barely a move here. Now, if you're in, honestly, if you're trading the 5 minute or something like that, you probably got more trades. But as a swing trader, this was a very choppy year. You might have got a move here, but again, where would you be entering? Where was your levels? You know, if this was a key level right here, there's no move. There's not enough room. So it's a good one for me. It's kind of like wrestling the guy that's, you know, bigger than me, and I'm getting stronger and stronger. All right, where are we at? 10:30. Oh, we're getting a little breakdown. What does the hourly look like? Are we getting some? Ooh, dang! I wish I would have checked earlier. We do have a double bottom here. We have a double bottom. So my 1 hour levels, I try to keep them gray. I don't know why that's coming up white. Should be more gray. There we go. And we got our 1 hour level to keep them gray. I don't mark a lot up on the 1 hour. Only time I'm marking it up is because I'm trying to see confirmation of my move. So we're at 11 o'clock. Let's play this guy a little bit more. See what happens on this double bottom. Yeah, see, it's not holding. All right. End of day. Let's go back here. Let's jump to the next day. All right, so it looks like overnight it broke, pulled back. I still see a good potential. We keep breaking this level, so I would say we need to see a good move down. I might almost jump into an entry if we get back down to this level. This is Tuesday. Man, it wants to go. Yeah, we're not going to get down, but look at it. We keep getting these big rejection wicks. And we're coming up here. Yeah, we're coming up in this. See how this is this area here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the sixth time it's come up in this area, and it's just not going anywhere. So it doesn't want to go higher. And then boom, there it goes, huh? Wonder what the daily looks like. We're at the end of the day. I'm not going to jump into a trade there. Don't have one. This is curious. I don't have a trade for that. We got to get back up here. And this is what I'm saying. You could get a good move in the hourly. That probably looks really good. There's a lot of movement there. But I don't have a setup. Now, if you trade the hourly and you're doing trend lines, maybe you have a tighter trend line. You know, you might be getting a setup. For me, I'm waiting for a reaction off of my daily levels to get stronger movements, and I really like that. So I don't mind missing. To have that go by, it doesn't bother me. But let's jump to the next day. And then it's Thursday. Let's just go ahead and get to Friday. And there we are. I kind of said that, didn't I? I said it was going to come back up to this 50. That's it for this video. We got 30 minutes in. I don't want to bore you with more. This is kind of what I do when I'm backtesting. This is where I'm at. I have my system. I have my strategy. I know what I'm looking for. And by adding this weekly level to my higher time frame confirmation is really kind of getting me to slow down, to wait for trend trades, trades that are going with the macro. If the weekly and the daily are lining up, then there's good potential there. If I were to look at the weekly and we were in somewhere in here, that would all be bearish. Like I'm or bullish. I wouldn't be taking any trades short because this is clearly moving up. I'm only accepting bearish or bullish trades right now because we're kind of in consolidation for the weekly, which is a large span. So that can go either way. When it comes to the daily, you can see the consolidation that it's been in. But I did, like I said, I've gotten a couple trades here. I've been trading since right about here, and I've got 3 trades in all this. So, but March is looking pretty bleak. 1 trade so far in March. Was that March? Yeah. No trades in March. That was the end of February. 1 trade in January, 2 trades in February. Let's go look at the highlight reel here. There we are. So right now, look at those odds. I mean, come on, 3 trades. That's you can't really evaluate how good you're doing in 3 trades. You definitely need 20 to 50 trades and more. But I mean, I like that. That looks wonderful. I hope I can keep it up. That's where it is. Thanks for watching. This is Chopper's Charts. Remember, this 1 trade will not make you wealthy, but it is 1 more trade closer to wealthy trading. Take care. Trade well.